Coming to Japan to shop or just use the various methods to shop in Japan online is a daunting process. For the beginner, it's an admittedly frustrating experience because quite often you don't know where to start. That's why today we're gonna take you back and give you all the Japanese fashion starter pack info you need before you go off gallivanting and spending all your hard-earned cash. I'm Reggie Casual, you know what it is, let's get it. So before we get started, it's important to note that this isn't an end-all be-all. Styles are different across the board, but when it comes to Japanese fashion, there are a few things that make it kinda special, notable, if you will. And these pieces and/or essential Japanese starter pieces are basically an example into the world of Japanese fashion and design methodology. They key you into what to expect and therefore present you with beginning tools to dive deeper into a totally unique fashion experience. That said, our first fashion starter piece is an easy one, and one you should already know: Japanese denim. It's no secret that Japanese denim is world-renowned, eclipsing even America in terms of the concentration of well-crafted denim and highly polished brands and labels. Labels like Full Count and Momotaro are household names to the well-initiated, while Blue Japan, Oni, and Flathead are for those who dig a bit deeper. But beyond the denim notables and the Osaka Fives and whatnot, even designer-adjacent labels like Capital and full-on designer labels like Yohji Yamamoto offer up quality denim pieces when released. Basically, Japanese denim isn't a one-trick pony that only exists in that Americana bubble. It's everywhere, and picking up something from any one of the well-documented is certainly going to be a great investment and keepsake for your wardrobe. Just be sure to do your research. Slub, nep, fade patterns, cotton, country of origin, weight, sanforized, unsanforized, pre-shrunk, the types of looms used, even the location of the dyeing plants can play a pivotal role in choosing the right pair for you. And in Japan, you have those choices in abundance, so it's actually a difficult decision in most cases. Fortunately, there is a large community of denim enthusiasts right here on YouTube and beyond that can steer you in the right direction. But fair warning, it really gets in the weeds. Denim fans in the West have a comparable intensity to even Japanese denim enthusiasts, i.e., they have an incredibly high aptitude and inevitably make you feel a bit lost if you are unfamiliar with the terminology. But still, JP Denim, a near must-have. Playing off of the Americana vibe, we got leather goods coming in next. Simply put, leather goods in Japan are second to none. And not because they necessarily do it better in Japan, but because of the expansive use and creativity involved. While classic leather goods do exist and leather jackets are immensely popular in the country, the really cool stuff comes from Japanese artisans who employ leather in different yet surprising ways. Rooster King with its leather feather necklaces and accessories, Black Means with its various leather coats using different aging processes, as well as its famous coin holders that have been popular for nearly 2 decades. Hinder Scheme's forays into using veg tan to make familiar footwear silhouettes that have marveled over a small generation. Even Mihara Yasuhiro's unique techniques that challenge our understanding of how far you can actually go with the material, let alone the independent labels that marry Japanese traditional designs with leather as well. Simply put, leather goods in Japan are so abundant that you can find a leather worker or handcrafted goods in a local town without even realizing it. And what's great is that there isn't one single place or brand that I'd say like, go here and get this. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to leather goods in Japan. Essentially, missing out on Japanese leather goods is basically a missed opportunity. Rather, it's a great way to begin your journey into Japanese fashion and design because of how far they take it. And by extension, our next Japanese starter kit option is jewelry. Any kind of jewelry. Now, my goal has always been to get everyone off the chrome hearts train. And if we're talking about Japanese jewelry, the Goros train as well. First off, if you are from America, I'm speaking to you. If you are from America, you have a whole ass community of Native Americans who make silver feathers and charms by hand using traditional techniques. You do not need to go to Japan to get it. It is very telling that Japanese buyers are literally the #1 market for handmade Native American jewelry. Like, they go to America and they get it. So if you are from America, get it together. I mean, I'm joking, but seriously, get it together. In any case, jewelry in Japan is just amazing. Labels like Gem Homemade, Denim have built their chops by providing some amazing work and concepts that are simply hard to come by. But again, the true beauty of Japanese jewelry is in the small artisanal shops where the process is revealed to you. In fact, at the time of this episode, we recently went to an artisanal ring making shop that allowed us to make our very own platinum ring with a Japanese master artisan. And it was one of the most amazing experiences that I've personally had in a minute. It just felt good to make something with my own hands. But even beyond the brands that don't necessarily fall back on jewelry, they have some amazing offerings as well. I particularly love when the Crimey does jewelry pieces because it fits that rebel meets Americana meets grunge vibe that I absolutely love. And the jewelry is just minimally excellent, yet striking. It's the reason whenever someone asks me about jewelry labels in Japan, I'm always like, nearly every label does jewelry. And if you like the style of the clothing, just check if they have jewelry that goes with it, because a lot of the time they do. Honestly, that's how you find some of the best stuff, because the stuff is made to go with the aesthetic. It's a whole package, and it's definitely starter pack worthy. However, we got 2 more on deck, but before that, a word from our sponsor, Squarespace. You've probably heard that Squarespace is one of the best places to build a website. If you've been here, I know you have. They have award-winning templates, backend analytics, a host of essential integrations, and phenomenal customer service, right? Well, let's go ahead and add to that. Squarespace now gives you the opportunity to build your own email templates, edit your future website on mobile, and now has a video app so you can make your site even more personal for visitors. And you're gonna wanna use all those because Squarespace's new members areas allow you to create communities, monetize, and give back to your most loyal followers and fans. And that's just the surface. By joining up, you can save 10% off of your website by using our link, squarespace.com/thecasual. So get started on that site and use Squarespace today. So this whole starter pack situation has been an artisanal Lollapalooza, which is the very first time I've actually said Lollapalooza on this channel, possibly the last time I'll say it, but it's not the last time something artisanal will make this starter pack, because Japanese footwear comes next, and you know what it is. But let me preface, it's a double-edged sword. Because getting something from major labels like Nike, Adidas, and New Balance that are Japan only is a cool, easy way to get that Japanese flavor in your closet. And it's rather easy, particularly in the case of New Balance, where there's the Tokyo design shop that has some very unique takes. But I usually suggest going with something like Onitsuka Tiger Nippon Made, or the Onitsuka, also made in Japan. However, lesser known brands like Earl provide amazing footwear. Mihara Yasuhiro again has some notables. Visvim still cranks out its popular models even though the manufacturer has changed significantly over the years. And my favorite, Julius, is unique and absolutely not for everyone, but these are the footwear choices I believe give you more of that Japan flavor. It's those keepsakes coming from brands like Padron, or even going classic with Converse Japan, which is totally different than its Nike-owned Western counterpart, that make footwear specifically from Japan and Japanese brands a special endeavor. But it comes with a very important and notable caveat. Sizes don't run particularly big. Anything bigger than a US 10 is stretching the availability, and while that sucks, it certainly shouldn't stop your search. Just remember, going classic is always a good bet, especially in Japan, as you'll find yourself wearing and rotating the footwear more, making it a much better investment. And plus, Japan just changes the material into something better, which also makes it a better investment. Now, this is probably the only starter pack suggestion I strongly encourage, as it is something that's just inimitable. Japanese footwear is just built different. And finally, our final suggestion. That was weird. Something with a Japanese cut. That's right, that's the suggestion, something with a Japanese cut. Now obviously this is just opening the doors up a little bit. As I said at the beginning, Japanese fashion is a very versatile experience, much like fashion anywhere, right? It's versatile. It's all about those options being according to your style. I don't want to tell you what to wear, but I do believe because of Japan's unique perspective in fashion, it can add more to what you already do. So for example, if you wear a lot of black, slim, brutalist fashion, you can go with a Japanese twist with labels like Julius and Kiryu, which has you covered. Or how about a clean Japanese Americana workwear mix? Fundamental and Blue Japan are absolute favorites for that direction. You like clean designer styles? Ujo, which is new, and Yoshio Kubo are right up your alley. But unlike the ones you probably know, like the Human Maids, the Wacko Marias, which are cool in their own right, these labels that I told you about that aren't Wacko Maria and Human Made employ Japanese cut more often and make these pieces stand out in a way that makes them uniquely Japanese. Like drop shoulder tops and hoodies, dome and sleeves, tuck and layered pants, the use of off-kilter fabrics and asymmetrical design not normally seen on specific pieces. That's Japanese fashion. I mean, to be honest with you, I often shake my head at the tourists going to places like Shimokitazawa and other secondhand spots, which are cool, but particularly if they're Westerners, I'm like, what is going on? Mainly because you already have all that stuff. Granted, Japan's curation is damn amazing and should be lauded, but you do have it, like in your country. Like you came to Japan to rebuy stuff and bring it back to your country. It's crazy life. Cold world, problem children, all those things. You have way more options is what I'm saying, and unique ones at that you are absolutely missing out on if you solely go with the second-hand approach, because finding Japan-specific stuff is the golden egg. So to steer you in the right direction, because I don't want to leave you with nothing, check out sites like Studious and Fascinate. Both are Japan-based online sites and give you an indication of what you need to stay up on. Not all of it is beginner stuff or part of the Japanese fashion starter pack, but it definitely makes it a more distinct Japan experience. So yes, the final Japanese starter pack option is find something Japanese in your style that you'll cherish, and then come back here and thank me later for giving you that suggestion. Or not, you don't have to do that. Or just come back if you want me to do the work for you so you do stay up on the latest. That works too, you could do that. I'm not being facetious, I'm not being mean. Please come back. So with all that said, let me know what style you'd like to know about in the comments. As far as when it comes to Japanese fashion, you have a style, I wanna know how to Japanese do it in that kind of way or whatever. Let it be known in the comments. Or if there's something that I missed that you think needs to be on the list, jot it down, maybe I'll cover it later. You're welcome to do all that, you know what it is. In the meantime, if you can join us on YouTube or Patreon for future benefits and production credits, this ensures that we'll be able to deliver more consistently the showcases you'd like to see, as well as keeping this thing going and serving you up bigger and better reviews and insights and places that we go, while also helping us build a platform that makes all of these things that we talk about more accessible to you, because that is the end game. At the very least, drop a sub, like, turn on notifications if you found this content valuable or entertaining to you, but most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international fashion and culture from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu, and I will see you guys in a minute.